Hello and welcome to Wargaming with me, Gary. I've got another update here of a few more figures I've painted. Not an awful lot, but I thought it'd be quite interesting to show you what I'm doing at the moment. And it's bits and pieces at the moment. What I really need to do is at some point start concentrating on getting my ancient Assyrians painted up. But in the meantime, I thought I'd do another shout out and then we'll talk a little bit about these French chasseurs from the First World War and where my information has come from, because it might be a little bit faulty. So yeah, so that'll be quite interesting to go through. But the shout out I want to do and the channel I want to look at is the Frost and Fist channel. That's Freak and Mythos. Brilliant channel, really worth having a look at. What I really like about the videos that they do is that they're usually live. They're often live and often quite long. And the one I'm looking at now, which was today's date, 16th of November 2019. And this one's gone on for 3 hours. It was a live one, which I wasn't able to watch it live, but I was watching it whilst I was doing a little bit of painting, and it's great because I just turn it on. I can let them start doing their stuff, like talking and reviewing stuff, and it's just really nice. And I can relax, start painting, and I find it really quite inspirational. Might be like strong, but I would say yeah, like very inspirational. It keeps me going. They often have guests on, and they did on this video. They had a guest on. I believe his name was Wolf Wraith. Yeah. And that was really interesting as well. And I find what they usually do is they will invite people who are either very, very interested in the topic, or that they have contributed in some way to our hobby. They might be exceptionally good painters, or they might have made something, or they might have produced a book, or things like that. And so really, really interesting. Great questions. Often the questions are aimed at the guest, but they get lots of questions and they're really good. Freak and Mythos are brilliant fun. They are. I could listen to them all day long. They've got a really good relationship. They draw the other person into their conversations, which is always really nice. Well worth a look at. They look primarily, as far as I can tell, their real interest, as the name of the channel would say. So they're called Frost and Fist. Well, that's a reference to Warhammer 40k, the Space Wolves, or Space Wolves, and that's their main thing. But they do all things 40k, and that's what they can. And they review a lot of people's. So they'll go around and not only they'll look on Pinterest, they'll also look on YouTube, Facebook, anywhere where people are producing nicely painted figures, they'll look at them, and it's very nice. The topics, they'll go through a range of topics, the costs of Warhammer, where you can get the best figures, where a particular group or game has come out, clubs, and just books. I think I've said books. They go across the whole gambit of everything, and it just really is a pleasant thing to do. Listening to them talking about our hobby in such an enthusiastic way. So all the best to you guys. As they always say, one of the things I love is they always refer to people as Wolf Brothers. I think that is absolutely fantastic. It makes you part of the gang. Yeah, so that's kind of cool. All right, so so that's that done. These figures in front of me now. These are World War One French chasseurs from the early part of the war, obviously. Yeah, because by then everybody was wearing that kind of bluey, grey bluey with the funny shaped helmets. But yeah, so that's the chasseurs. Now, where I got my information from was from one of the books I got from. I think it was. I don't think it was Camilla's. I think it was Kim's books in Arundel. I'll show you that in a minute. That's the only reference I'm using really, because that was the only thing I could find. I looked on the internet, not much there at all. I got a little bit of like a little bit which confirmed possibly that the uniform I was using, but not necessarily the colours, because a lot of the illustrations on the internet were actually black and white. So these might, the colours might be off skew, but they did have the stripes down the trousers. Oh, that's gone. Oh, that don't work, does it? Have I got them too far away? And they've gone right out of picture now. Oh, I might have to give me a minute, and I'll move them round. I'll move them more into the centre. Just bear with me for a second. Right, so I'm having a little bit of a problem, a struggle here. I've moved it back a bit. What I'll do is I'll just have to pull it. So as I go round, now the trousers the trousers are just slightly lighter, but I don't think it's showing. I don't think it's showing it very well, unfortunately. But the trousers are just slightly lighter, but that's not coming up on the on my video, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, but all in all, I from what I'm copying, they've come out all right. So let me show you the book that I'm using. So as you can see, I'm using this book, which is kind of like Uniforms for the Ages, and it was written by Lillian et Fred Funken. They actually did some other ones which were translated into English, which were Napoleonic books, which were brilliant. Really, I've got them both actually, and they are really good books. But but this was the only reference I've got. I wasn't able to find an Osprey like from the second-hand bookstores I go to, or any other book which concentrates on the First World War. But if I just quickly show you, so the chasseur that so the uniform I've been copying is virtually this one, except they don't have the tassels. But on the internet, when I looked into that there was pictures which were very similar to this, but as I've said, they were black and white. But they also didn't have the tassels on either. So that's what I've virtually done. I've copied this apart from the tassels. Now, if you know better, and I know Lee is particularly interested in First World War, but if anyone's interested in the First World War and you can point me in the right direction, I would be really grateful. I will get around to painting some more of these. I've got a few more to paint up, not many, but I have got a few more. I think I've got another 4 to paint up. Once I get them painted, I'll show you all 8 together. And I think I'm going to... I will get some more First World War, but I think I'm going to use these ones more in a diorama. Anyway, that's the plan. So, yeah. So, I hope you're all doing well, and I will speak to you again soon. All the best then. Take care. Bye.